Andrew Napolitano. So, Judge, we're sitting here at our studios at Newsmax. This happened a few hundred feet from us.
Yes.
This happened 1.5 blocks away from where we are right now. So this hits home, for a lot of people who go into office buildings every day and do their jobs, but, us as well. When you heard this news, and what did you make of this? That a man was able to carry this rifle essentially down Park Avenue and into this building in broad daylight.
Well, the license that he had was valid for a handgun in Nevada. It was not valid for any weapon in New York.
Right.
And someone should have seen him and reported the fact that this is what the guy is carrying. You don't normally see that in New York. And in fact, the weapon that he had is not licensable in New York. So it's by definition illegal. And I just wish that the NFL, and I'm not being critical of Roger Goodell, whom I know, I just wish the NFL had better security to have taken him out before he killed anybody. And I know what those instantaneous firings are like, but it's
so sad.
It's a terrible state of affairs where we live. We walk into an office building like the three of us do every day. The last thing in the world you expect is that somebody's going to come in and start shooting. But that's what happened.
I think it also goes, and I don't want to underestimate the tragedy of 4 people whose lives have been lost. The gunman killed himself, but it also shows the ineffectiveness of New York City's very strict gun laws when a guy's walking down the street, Park Avenue,
and you saw the
with a
images
long gun, and nobody stopped him.
Correct.
Nobody questioned him.
It's hard to believe that no member of the
there he is.
NYPD,
Look at this. Broad daylight.
That no member of the NYPD saw this guy. He obviously was mentally deranged. The trial would have been fascinating had he lived. It would have been an insanity defense. But that's all moot now because 5 people are dead as a result of what this guy did.
An interesting note, he chose to shoot himself in the chest, killing himself because he said he wants them to study his brain after he is deceased, because he believes he suffers from this mental disease. He clearly suffers from something. But again, not the fault of the NFL, not the fault of anybody.
Right, this is a high
he
school
chose to
injury.
play football.
Will he get his death wish?
Yeah.
We shall see.
All right, so I do want to switch gears. So big news yesterday. When I read this, I was shocked by this. Federal court in Boston blocking the budget reconciliation, basically the budget passed by Congress and signed by the president into law that defunds Planned Parenthood. I mean, in what world does a federal judge overrule a Congress? This is not an executive order.
No, this is not an executive order. This is a statute enacted by the Congress and signed into law by the president. The Congress is the keeper of the taxpayers' funds. The Congress decides how to spend money. The Congress decided that it was not going to give money to any organizations that receive more than it didn't mention Planned Parenthood. It said if the organization receives more than $800,000 a year from other sources and advises on or performs or pays for abortion, no federal funds shall go to it. The judge said that that was discrimination against organizations that receive more than $850,000 because this is the only one that does. This legal argument that the judge made is utter hogwash because she can't tell Congress that they can stop spending taxpayer money, but that's what she did. Now, what happens? What happens is the money continues to flow to Planned Parenthood. Federal dollars will continue to be used, not directly on abortions, but to reimburse people for the money is fungible, obviously, for the money that they have spent on abortions until the First Circuit Court of Appeals interferes with her. She was a well-respected member of the judiciary, but this particular legal ruling, which she issued late last night, is absurd at its core.
All right. Judge, thank you for joining us.
Welcome,
Be
guys.
safe.